It's week 2 of the NFL, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Seahawks and the 49ers, and it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
From the host of Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin alongside my good friend Charles Davis. Charles, so often it's the quarterbacks that are in the spotlight, and in this game, no different. We have a very compelling matchup. Drew Lock of the Seahawks, Trey Lance of the 49ers.
And both of them have terrific ability to improvise, and that means when the first read's not there, how quickly can you go through your progressions? Can you hang in there and take a shot as you release it? Can you buy time outside of the pocket? Can you pull it down and run if need be? I think we'll see all of those traits on display in this one.
Team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. 49ers offense trots out for their first series, and they're led by the 3rd overall pick for the 2021 draft out of North Dakota State, Trey Lance.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. On second down, here's the option. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And this one is incomplete. On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowsky to punt the football. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Get a look at this Seahawk offense as they come out there, and the quarterback brought in as part of that big offseason trade, now in his 4th NFL season, Drew Lock.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lock. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Javon Kinlaw busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
We didn't get to see how Javon Kinlaw followed up his rookie season with a knee injury, ended year 2 after just 4 games. But when he's healthy, he creates rubble across the defensive front.
A lot of ground to cover here for Lock and the Seahawks. 3rd and long after that sack. Operating from the gun. Lock. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the number 8 rusher in the NFL last season, it's Elijah Mitchell. And he's going to have a Niners first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The Niners had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lance forced out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right, and he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Lock to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. This is Carson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Locke. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have.
A lot of ground to cover here for Locke and the Seahawks. 3rd and long after that sack.
Back to throw. Locke. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
On 3rd and long, it's Lance. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Locke. This is the tight end fan. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Locke going to throw. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. And Lance now to throw. That's caught by Keyshawn Johnson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
1st down, here's Mitchell. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Lance. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run good for 24 yards.
A healthier Kittle was back in his Pro Bowl form in 2021. Even missing 13 games the last 3 years, he's still 2nd among tight ends in yards since his breakout 2018 campaign. Gets another chunk of yards there and a 1st down with that catch.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Lance looking to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 37-yard line.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still second down.
To throw, it's Lance. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. No score after one on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down coming up. Working from the gun, Lance. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Now 2nd and 11 from the 32. Lance looks to throw again. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Throwing is Lance on third down. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle but couldn't spring himself free. They'll run with a fullback, Juszczyk. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy with leg drive, give him the football, and even if the blocking isn't perfect, he has the ability to scatter bodies and move people enough to pick up first downs. That's what we just saw right there.
From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat, a Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern, and then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. They go back to Carson here on second. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Block now to throw. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Block. He'll check that down to Carson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Block going to try and throw on 3rd down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 42. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Down inside the 40. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap to Locke. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er Dams. They score the touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
To throw again on 2nd down. Locke. He'll find Metcalf. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. To throw it is Locke. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to the Bears, but they lead things here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Holding. Offense.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. Man open, that's Ray McLeod. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Lance now on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Mitchell. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. From the 31, Lance. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. And Lance going to throw. Able to complete this one to McLeod. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Lance and company going on 4th down. Over the middle, complete. It's Johnson. And he is going to have the Niners first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. From the gun, it's Lance. He'll dump that one off to Mitchell. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
From the 17, Lance. He's got the hook up to McLeod. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Lance. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Again, it's Lance. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play, and the clock will run. No timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half, and it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Locke working out of the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out of this third quarter with a little fire. Instead, they put the ball on the ground.
And you know that has to be the discussion at halftime because they're down 2 scores. We've got to come out with a little bit more urgency than we had in the first half. Now that urgency falls on their defense because they can't fall down 3 scores and hope to come back and win this game.
Following the fumble recovery, Lance sliding out of the pocket. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Shotgun now for Lance. And the ball is knocked out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
But I think this will win why very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
And Lance again going to keep it.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Trey Lance,
his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, You get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose it.
And that's caught inside the 30.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. For Drew Lock coming out of Missouri, the one thing that scouts they loved was his arm strength, and we see why there.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow.
Now it's Carson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Myers' kick is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
The Niners set to take over on offense. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
And he's going to have the Niners first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Now Lance. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Lance now to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
Carter, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Throwing now is Lance.
Got an open man. It's McLeod.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Lance looking to throw it.
And he will find his man, Samuel. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 34.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
Lance going to hold on to it.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Trey Lance
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the 49ers take a 3-touchdown lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They run it with Carson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Locke to throw. And that will be incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers.
They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the 3rd quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
A toss left side for Mitchell.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd down.
These guys off the edge are already tough to contain when they're protecting a stationary target. Asking them to hold their blocks when a runner is struggling to find a lane, often an impossible task. Regardless of the outcome on the scoreboard, that will be one of this game's biggest stops.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Screen play, setting it up for mid.
The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it now.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on him.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. The offense on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 7. They juked him. A good chunk on the ground, and the keeper 17 yards, 1st down.
But I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And Lance again going to keep it.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Fourth down field goal try coming, so Lance is off, and on comes Robbie Gould.
He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
And out now come the Seahawks.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film section in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
They look to throw. It's Locke. That's caught over the middle by Fant. To throw again on second down.
Locke going right back to Fant. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Locke now on first down. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there's a 49er who's in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And just a yard to go here on second down.
Locke looks to throw it again.
No escape for Locke, and he'll go down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
A lot of ground to cover here for Locke and the Seahawks. 3rd and long after that sack.
Operating from the gun. Locke. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Carson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 23.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
On first down, Locke. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett.
And the Niners are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10.
At the 20.
Drive starts with a give to Mitchell.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line.
They'll go option to the short side. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing his Lance on third down.
Able to complete this one to McLeod.
And he is going to have the 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run over center with Mitchell. And he's going to have a Niners first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Right back to Mitchell here. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Lance. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Locke's throw into the hands of Lockett. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Throwing again on 2nd down. Locke. That one to Swain, complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Again, it's Locke. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Locke now on 1st down. It's caught, Lockett. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. To throw it is Locke. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Dwayne Eskridge, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Locke going to try and throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Well, CD, this is the ideal situation in the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock, with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful, they've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree. Yeah,
if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done, really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural, but I
like where we're going with this. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So for the Niners, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.